Greetings and peace. I hope you and yours are doing well today, wherever you might be watching this from. Now, the title of the video today is "The System Does Not Represent the Will of the People," especially the current one. You have people that work hard their entire lives, they pay taxes, and when it comes time for them to have their say represented or get something done, usually it doesn't get done. Because your average person, they just want a living wage, a decent education, a good job, good family, health care, all the stuff, basic necessities of life. And you have leaders that don't represent what they want. Rather, they would rather spend more money on war and destruction. If you look at just 3% of the military budget would be used to help the people here, that would eliminate all the homelessness that we see here, especially at times where it's cold weather and there's a lot of dangers that associate itself with bad hygiene or with bad weather. And a lot of these individuals can be helped, but the people are not being helped, because even when you write to your congressman or your senator, what really gets done at the end of the day? They don't do anything. Same thing when you cast your vote. Does your vote really get counted? It's usually the delegates that have to count the vote. Can your average American run for office, even if they're the most qualified individual in the world? They can't, because only the millionaires and billionaires have the money to gain access to that political standoff, because it's lobbyists, it's big money involved. So your average person here who's probably more qualified than all of them won't be able to get into office because there's that big income inequality gap. So this system right now is for the rich and by the rich. They have the audacity to get inside politics. There's a different law system that applies to them, while all the things that your average person has to go through, they don't. Amazon doesn't pay any taxes. NFL doesn't pay any taxes. There's a lot of them that make a lot of money that don't pay any taxes, while your average person is doing back-breaking jobs and labor, and they're getting majority of their monies taken. And when they want to get something done, their governments don't represent them. They want their governments to listen to them, but they have their own agenda of control and expansion. They want to run for office, they can't, because you need to be a millionaire to run for office, so the people there are not represented again. So I think the only way this can change is if every community becomes the shepherds of their own community, and they take their control back community by community. Because if you look at it this way, the term United States, it's basically 50 separate countries with their own legal systems, their own flags, laws, way of life, education, etc. So it's like this. One part of the country, some businesses are tax exempt and some things you can't get in trouble for, while this part of the country, that same thing would not be legal and you get in trouble for it. So that means it's not the same country. It's just basically 50 separate country states united under the Incorporated District of Columbia, which itself is a corporation. It doesn't serve the interests of the people. It only serves its own. So everybody has to individually take control of their territories, township by township, by cities, by municipalities, and then by states, and then eventually that umbrella will extend across where everyone has their own individual control, and then they can benefit their communities rather than rely on somebody else to represent them. So in that case, I would say get more involved in your communities and see what are the issues in your community, and by community we can start the healing process that's needed right now. So getting to the point, there's brother Steve Holder running for Congress in Tennessee, and I would recommend everybody stand behind him. He's a U.S. Army veteran. He's a minister. He has a wealth of experience and knowledge, published author, and he understands what I'm talking about, and he's trying to run for office from the grassroots level. So please give him a shout out and go to his page. I'll tag him in the video and show him some support for his campaign. And understand the message or the gist of this video is that maintain the control over your own communities. Become the shepherds of your own communities and find out what the issues are and Make sure that your voice is represented wherever that you need to go and whatever that you need to do. And if that happens, then there will be some sort of improvement. Because if you look at all the current organizations that exist right now, what are they doing for the community? Who's doing what? There's teachers that need funding for their classrooms. There are teachers that need living wages. There's a system. There's kids that need help after school programs. I mean, just where I'm at right now, what is it over here? What outlets do kids have a place to go to after school so they don't play outside on the street or get in trouble in any way? There's nothing here. And there's like a crazy amount of tax dollars that gets processed here. So where's the money going, or is any of it being held accountable? Or do they have a party system where if you vote for a certain party, they only do favors for you that way? So see, that's corruption. That's not being honest with the people that you serve. Because it's not about being D or R, it's about serving the interest of all humanity, no matter who you are. But you know, some people have a mindset here, oh, if I register to vote for a certain party, then I'll have them help me with a job, do favors for me, and do other things. So at the end, people just serve their own interest. So in order for humanity to heal, you have to be selfless in all that you do. Become one with everything. And don't let anybody spread fear and tell you to fear someone based on what they look like or where they come from. Because you look at your local communities here, there's people of all backgrounds and complexions living together peacefully. Their kids go to school, they work together. It's no issue. So turn the TVs off and become involved in your local communities and start that healing process throughout this country, community by community. And maybe we can then see something, hopefully within my lifetime, if possible. Or also, please give a shout out to Steve Holder. I'll tag him and support his campaign in Tennessee. He's not standing with the two-party system. He's doing his own thing, and please help him out. Give him some encouragement. Thank you.